Hi, friends, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Jamie, your host. If you're new here, welcome. This is not my usual podcast format because I have a separate series that I call Finished Object Reviews, and today is just one of those. This is my latest finished object. This is the Classic by Espace Tricot. This is a free pattern on Ravelry as well as their website, I believe. I will link it below. And this was the, I'm trying to fit it all in the frame here for you. This was my sweater for the knit along that I'm running as part of the podcast / my Instagram. So if you don't already follow me on Instagram, head over there where you'll find me at M1 Yarns. And this was a fun knit along. It's not done yet. It runs through March 12th when I will pick a prize based on posts of WIP, work in progress, and FO photos, finished object photos that people post to Instagram using this hashtag, as well as over in the Ravelry podcast forum where I have a little chat thread for this knit along. And this was probably one of my favorite makes in probably in years. I haven't worn it out. I'm about to go do some FO photos. So hopefully I get some good ones with the weather cooperating, which is always like, we need serious prayers for that because I live in Michigan. But let me tell you a little bit about this, the modifications I did. So in case you're considering this pattern, you will have all these thoughts in mind for how to make yours a success. So the yarn I used, this was natural farm yarn I bought at the New York Sheep and Wool Festival, aka Rhinebeck, last fall, 2022, from a farm called Fox Hill Farm. They don't really have an online website, but my understanding is that based on, I think, their Facebook page's contact, you can call them up and order yarn. So I'll try to link what I can find for them below. But if you have in mind that you are going to the New York Sheep and Wool Festival, or probably I think they go to like the Maryland, kind of the big East Coast ones, because I think they're based out of New York, you might want to check this out. I'm not a huge farm yarn knitter, only because I have super sensitive skin. But this was I'm going to have to look this up. I think this is a Corriedale blend. I can't find the tag at the moment, which is a problem. I have it somewhere. But, so this is natural, and it's not itchy. It does feel a little rustic, but it's not itchy. Then I paired it with my own hand-dyed lace weight mohair silk blend in the colorway Mushroom. And this is one of my absolute favorite colorways. And look how perfectly they went together. When I added the mohair to this, it made the overall fabric feel that much softer and silky. I'm wearing this with just like a little tank top cami underneath. And so like the parts here and my arms are bare and it's not itching at all. And I'm really pleased. So I knit let's see, I'm checking my notes because I'm a paper person. I know I knit the smallest size, which is supposed to have a finished circumference of 43 inches, and I'm a 36 bust, so you can kind of see how much ease I have. I feel like I have maybe a little more than that, because that would be what, 7 inches of ease. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'll try to insert an FO photo here so you can get like a good full-length picture of what it looks like on me. But I knew I didn't want it too oversized because I'm not really an oversized sweater person, although this sweater might have changed my mind about that. Because this just, I just feel like I can live in this. It has a split hem, which it's so difficult in video trying to get everything in the frame. But there's the hem. Actually did not mind doing that. I thought I would, and I didn't. It was fine. And the back is a little bit longer, meaning just the ribbing part makes the back longer than the front. And so I'm wearing some like Spanx leggings, those, you know, those faux leather moto style leggings. If you've seen them, you know what I'm talking about. I'm wearing those with it. My tush is covered. I'm cozy. This is great. To get gauge, I am a loose knitter. I had to knit the body on a US 2 needle. And let me tell you, that was small, but gauge is important, as we have discussed here on the podcast before. My goal for this year is to not rip out any projects because I do a gauge swatch first and I work until I get gauge and then I cast on. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that because this is about this. I knew I didn't want the sleeves to be as wide. So the pattern is written, let me set this down. The pattern is written that when you pick up the sleeves, again, after separating for the body, you just knit straight until you get to the cuff. And I knew I just wanted just a slight bit of shaping. And so what I did, I don't think you can even tell here the way it hangs on me. I did 5 decreases, and that equated to every 10 rounds. Let me see if I can get a little closer and you can see the, I don't even really think you can tell. Maybe. It doesn't matter. But every 10 rounds, I decreased 1 before and 1 after the beginning of round marker. And so in total, that decreased me 10 stitches from this point down to here. And my last decrease was right before the ribbing. And then I began the ribbing. And the pattern calls for 4.5 inches. I think, let's do a quick measurement. Okay, I thought so. I did my ribbing for 5 inches because when I got to the 4.5 inch mark, I kind of, let my arm hang down, looked at where it was falling on my hand and thought, you know what, 1/2 inch more seems a little better. So I did that. I did not do the short rows that would hit like right here. I'm just not a fan of those. I know a lot of designers are, they stress the importance of them. For me, the sweaters that I've knit with them, I have never found that those sweaters fit well. In fact, I've not liked the overall fit. And so, yeah, I just proceeded to skip over that part. So that's just me. Do as I say, not as I do. I don't know. Overall, it's an adjustment for me to have all this extra fabric around me. I can't decide how I generally feel about it, but I do feel good wearing this sweater. I think it is going to get a lot of wear. And in fact, I would knit this pattern again. I would really love it. Maybe in a black and maybe also in a navy. So I feel like these could be some good classic staple pieces in my wardrobe. So highly recommend. The pattern is really well written. The yarn is divine. And I really don't know what else to say about it. I'm a big proponent of as far as the sleeves, Make sure you're knitting for your arm length. Don't just follow the pattern, because I think a lot of patterns don't take into consideration that a lot of people are petite. So that's like a tip that I always recommend to new beginners, knitters. And yeah, all good things to say about this. So thanks for joining me. If you participated in the knit along, or if you are participating, thank you for joining in the knit along. I always love running knit alongs, and I'll be announcing a new spring knit along really soon over on the main podcast episode. So if you don't already subscribe and get notifications, be sure to hit that bell. And I look forward to seeing you on a future podcast episode. In the meantime, I hope your knitting is going very well.